What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel, SHORTSLABS. Here I bring you the best content on YouTube related to sports card grading, hobby trends, and market analysis so that you enjoy the hobby either as a collector, flipper, or investor. In this video, I'm starting my very first in what will be a monthly series showcasing the hottest players in the hobby that you should be paying attention to. Remember those old Beckett hot lists? No, not the list showing the individual cards. I'm talking about those OG lists that focused only on the players. Well, collectors were super upset whenever Beckett scratched this back in the day, but collectors and investors, don't fret. Here I am bringing you the top 15 hottest players in the market today, OG Beckett style. So without further ado, let's jump right into it.
Let's go to the commissioner and see what happens.
With the fifth pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, Alabama.
Well, there it is, which means for the first time since Kellen Moore, who is now healthy and ready to go when the season starts. But it's not just about the fractured hip and the dislocated hip. As you can see, Tua has dealt with a lot of injuries over his time at Alabama. A sprained knee, a left quad, a left ankle, a broken index finger. He's had spiral surgeries on.
And with the fifth pick in the draft, the Dolphins snagged the 15th hottest player in the hobby. Congratulations, Dolphins. Much appreciated. Squeezing at the tail end of this list is Tua, who doesn't have many cards available, but you can snag up a brand new 2020 Prism Draft Rookie card for around $5, with some of the first SGC 10 sales already topping $100. This is a great time to jump into Tua, but I do expect Prism draft sales to soften as more and more draft type products come out, and eventually the NFL licensed 2020 products hit the shelves. But as far as right now, there is a nice window for buying and grading Prism cards raw, especially all of the color options out there. So wherever Tua goes from here in the hobby will depend on how successful he is early in the season.
Thought, well, he's going to have a red shirt year anyways. Even if we draft him, we're going to sit him. Jarrett Stidham in the shotgun, throws, touchdown.
Can't give up the inside.
Too easy that time to tackle. Thrill for him to play for his hometown team. Here comes Stidham, open man, caught.
That's right, hobby fans. There is no such thing as Tom Brady and the Patriots in a Patriots uniform anymore. That is officially over. Ushering in a new era is Mr. Stidham. And naturally, those who are banking that Brady's success was due to the system itself, they are now chasing after Stidham. So PSA 10 Prisms are now in the $130 range. And assuming that Stidham can lead the Patriots to the playoff run, that could keep these prices looking cheap in the future.
The head coach when Bob Stoops retired. Here's Murray, the worst nightmare for Tony Gibson's defense. Murray gets a nice block downfield from CeeDee Lamb and scores.
Watch Trey Sermon with the key block on David Long. He gets Long on the edge, and then if this guy gets in space, I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of angle you have.
So Kyler Murray didn't lead the Cardinals to much success in 2019, but he showed flashes of brilliance and athleticism where if a team can build around him, he has the skill set to break out. As a result, Murray's cards are getting a lot of attention. Right now, Prism 10s are breaking $300, which is just mind-blowing, especially for those who invested early on. They are seeing big paydays compared to what they paid in November, as well as optic prices.
Look going on here. All that means is they're giving them some sense of blitzing coming, and they're going to come too.
Yeah, here they come, right up the gut. Kyler Murray in trouble. He'll do it on his own. There he goes. Touchdown.
In yardage. In the 25, again off play action, and open for the touchdown. Dorsett.
So did somebody mention Tom Brady? So he's a Buccaneer? What? So, well, let's just say his cards aren't shooting up because he left New England. Brady is on this list because he is the GOAT. And with this crazy sports card hobby demand surge that we've seen recently, many of Brady's key issues, even as it relates to his base cards, refractors, and even his first Prism cards, are scorching hot. Whether it's his Bowman Chrome, 2012 Prism, or any refractors, his stuff is on fire right now.
Loaded. Corey Seager, the batter.
Lined into center field. Acuna broke back. Still coming. Dives, and he got it. What a great catch by Acuna.
Flying through the air like Superman, Ronald Acuna takes a bases-loaded base hit away from...
Ronald Acuna Jr. doesn't make this list because of price records he's setting lately. In actuality, his prices are down across the board relative to mid-May pricing as a result of the pandemic. However, Acuna has made a nice rebound since the lows at the end of March, with his updates now getting back north of $200 and selling at a very high volume. Remember, these cards dropped in PSA 10 form all the way down in the 130s. Again, as another commodity card, his 2017 Bowman Chrome non-autographed card is now trading for $150 in PSA 10 form.
The clock, a three by Porzingis. What are the Lakers get the basketball? Oh, fake by Doncic.
Remember I talked about it last game? Just a ball fake sometimes.
LeBron, and by the way, LeBron averaging the fewest free throw attempts. Look at Doncic!
Similar to Acuna, we're all in love with Luka. How could you not be in love with Luka? That face, his non-athleticism, but his just amazing ball handling ability. But similar to Acuna, both of these guys got hit by the hardest by the pandemic. Again, Luka has rebounded very, very nicely, and the rebound has been not only higher than Acuna, but also with more volume sales. Prices across the board are strong regardless of the grading holder that the Luka card is in, which I expect to continue as the NBA price surges continue to outpace the Major League Baseball Association and NFL.
Seconds in the fourth quarter. Doncic all the way. Boy, he bodied up on AD well.
Well, he took his the angle away from the shot block.
789. So chances to draw closer, but they can't get it. Doncic, big time from outside. Big time.
His favorite move is he tries to sell you that he's going, and then he just steps back to create space.
So Shaq isn't doing anything to make his card prices increase while playing on the court. It's the crazy things that he does off the court in retirement that make fans to continue to adore him. Again, getting attention from Gary Vee doesn't hurt, but neither does a TNT documentary about showing the intimate details behind the scenes in your post-retirement life. So if you're looking for Shaq cards, the Upper Deck rookie card is the card to go to, along with the Topps Gold rookie and the Hoops rookie redemption cards. But even cards like 1993 Finest are getting crazy bumps in prices, with cards selling in volume and for huge prices. Expect this trend to continue, especially with his 90s inserts, 90s colored refractors, and any rare serial numbered cards.
Okay, here we go. With the first pick in the 2020 draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
And there you see Joe with mom and dad, and you have to want
Joe M.F. Burrow. You could have not written a better college football story in 2019 as it relates to Joe and the season that he put up. Despite being drafted by the worst NFL franchise in history and having the chips stacked against him, collectors are clamoring to his first card issues, most notably is his 2019 Prism Draft, which routinely sells in the $10 to $15 range. Investors should easily be able to buy, grade, and sell these before the new NFL cards come out. If early sales are any indication, Joe is going to have quite the hobby following.
And that is launched out to deep left field. Big fly for Mike Trout, 1-0 Halos.
250th career home run for Mike Trout. Talked about him in the opening, getting locked in. Well, he's locked in. Watch out if you're a pitcher. That baseball projected home run distance, 470.
I don't think that you could create a hot list with baseball players on it without mentioning Mike Trout. In actuality, he's probably been the #1 hottest player in baseball for the past 9 years, and every offseason, pandemic or not, he continues to set remarkable sales records for all of his key cards, whether it be the flagship update rookie, the Bowman Chrome 175 issue. Perhaps most importantly this month is his 2012 Panini Prism issue. As the Prism trend continues to become a thing, collectors are becoming increasingly carefree whether a card has an MLB license, but rather a Prism logo.
Gets it back. Zion for 4 for 4! Welcome to the NBA!
41st overall, Tim Conley. And what about that block? Zion from the weak side. Hey. That'll get them up on their feet. Hey. Wow. Whoa. Man.
Can the NBA season please restart? Please. This is by far the most exciting player in the NBA, and despite having massive production numbers for NBA rookie cards in 2019 that have experienced the most dramatic of mood swings and prices, Zion's Prism 10 rookie is now pushing back up to $700, while his Optic SGC 10 is closing in on $200.
Gone by in the second quarter in an 8-point lead. Drew coming on the curl, the lob, Zion. How about that adjustment? It was behind him on his way down. He did that. 24 shots in the paint, and they don't have a free throw attempt.
And you know what? A lot of these are taken at the restricted area, in the restricted circle. So it's one thing to be in the paint because you can take a step inside.
26th try. That's where you better capitalize. Zion saw it, took it away. That was a long pass by Hernan Gomez. Zion on the take, all the way to the rack. Now, how sweet was that move?
Now, you want to talk about the confidence and knowing your...
But it's the crazy stuff that he does like this that keeps Zion on the front of every investor's mind. As we all know that once things are back to normal, Zion will be an ESPN top 10 candidate every single night that he plays, which does nothing but help his sales value. Big time sales for his Donruss Choice Infinite PSA 10 rookie and even his BGS 9.5 Panini Revolution. Two of my favorite Zion rookies illustrate his hobby relevance and how hot he is precisely.
Rebounded by Ball, who is averaging about 6 boards per game. How about that? Wow.
Lakers in with their 20th win of the year at home. Bryant attacking. All the way, dumps it home! Kobe down the middle with authority.
Bryant on the drive. Kicks it into Bryant. Back out Bryant. Shot clock at 7. Bryant leads, falling away. Puts it in! And the Lakers take a 1-point lead.
Okay, so let's get this straight. So Kobe cards were hot right after the beyond devastating news earlier this year, but eventually his hobby value really did return back to normal somewhat. but not anymore. Prices are back up across the board, whether it's his Topps Chrome rookies, Bowman's Best, all of his metal cards, including his rookies. Most importantly, his second, third, and fourth year shiny cards, whether it's Chrome, Finest, Bowman's Best, and his first Prism issues from 2012, are taking off like a rocket. This doesn't even mention his high-end Upper Deck autographs and patches, which continue to set new heights as they now have a finite supply and collectors are grabbing as many of those as they can while they can.
He's not getting a touch here. Now he is. 10 to shoot.
Where's the help? There's a little bit of help.
Under 3 minutes to play. Shot clock is down to 5. Bryant goes to work. Bryant the drive. Oh! Kobe Bryant on a rack attack.
He was looking for somebody to challenge him, and nobody came quick enough to...
It's off and the Lakers have it. They're down by 3. They can tie the game with 7, with 6. And here's LeBron. LeBron for the tie. He's got it!
Wow. So LeBron really has an argument for being number 1 on this list, as there is so much attention being paid to LeBron cards right now, and at such a high volume, it's really mind-boggling. Some of his rookies are down, however, compared to mid-March, like his Topps Chrome, even though they've bounced back nicely, but all of his low-end rookies have taken off to unprecedented highs. It's not just his Upper Deck Star rookie, his Topps Flagship rookie, or his Fleer Tradition rookie, but even those cards that you didn't even think about whenever you pulled them back in 2003, his Upper Deck MVP, his Bazooka, Matrix, everything that is a LeBron rookie is on fire, and this is carrying over to not just first-year cards, but second, third, fourth years, etc. Perhaps even crazier, again, with this Prism trend, is looking at all of his new Lakers shiny cards, whether it's his Optic or Prism. Both copies have been selling well over $100 in PSA 10 form with no signs of slowing down, despite insane production numbers and insane pop numbers.
This crowd is up. This crowd is up. LeBron just calmly got the ball and took a couple of casual dribbles, let fly.
The steal is Harden, chased by Brook Lopez and rejected by Giannis.
To be reminded of his athletic ability. There you go.
So if you want to challenge me on this, there is a good argument that you could probably make that Giannis should be lower on this list. However, like LeBron, Luka, and Acuna, many of his cards have slipped a good 30% for a solid week during the pandemic. But wow, have they turned it around since then. Prism 10s are back over $2,000. Base Hoops PSA 10s are 5 Benjamins, and his Select 10 rookie is now consistently selling in the $700 to $800 range. Which, if you looked at this card over the past month, you could have consistently bought this card raw for $120 to $180. Perhaps most impressive is this SP Authentic rookie, which just a month ago was a $125 card as a PSA 10, but now this card is trading over $300 in massive volume. All the consigners are listing them. It has jumped up tremendously. One card that I would pay attention to that doesn't have a lot of hobby attention right now is his Fleer Retro rookie releases, especially his Metal Universe card. As much attention as the Metal releases are getting, get one of these while you can because there is very limited supply of this card. Any of the Precious Metal Gems and Skybox Primetime rookies are also really good options as these don't come up too often, but with all the 90s cards explosions, mainly around Topps and Fleer, all of these cards are going to take off at some point.
Split-legged double.
Put them on the field, deferring, and on the third play from scrimmage, Mahomes to Watkins for a long touchdown. Mahomes upstairs, he hits Travis Kelce.
Ian, Dan, and Evan.
Yeah, he's smiling. Mahomes, he's smiling too.
Yeah, no kidding. So it's
Sammy Watkins, touchdown. The Legion of Zoom.
Guys, so there's a board member on Blowout who commonly jokes about being able to flip cards and buy Lamborghinis and Ferraris. And while that might be satire, if you invested enough in patty cakes, that might actually be possible. Mahomes is now definitively the face of the NFL, having won a Super Bowl ring and MVP in his first 2 seasons in the NFL. And as I am speaking this, his cards may be the hottest thing on eBay. We are talking about a guy whose base Prism 10 rookie is now selling for $2,500. This card was routinely selling for $1,500 last month in PSA 10 form, but the most impressive thing about Mahomes is that his Donruss Optic rookie card in raw form was trading at about $100 on average last month, but now that's firmly $250, selling at massive volume. However, his PSA 10 copies of this card have gone from $300 all the way up to $700 to $800. It's a massive jump in price and a massive jump in ROI. With the recent spike in value seen in other sports, Mahomes is showing all the off-field traits and characteristics that make sports stars beloved by the masses. And now finally, after 2 years of doing nothing but the right thing and overcoming the odds with injuries and winning against the Patriots, winning against the Super Bowl, collectors now have all the evidence that they need to make an educated decision and figure out what this guy is all about.
We want to keep this excellence going.
Unbelievable! Done it again!
Once you reach the top, where do we go from here?
At some point, the team is not going to meet the expectations.
I like the way he thinks.
What time is it? Game time!
Not a good day for Michael Jordan.
Pittman is now demanding a trade.
The expectations are certainly high.
Come on, think positive, man.
In the post-game locker room, the word I heard most was adversity.
Have you learned to deal with that yet?
Take it easy, guys.
The only question, how long can it last?
I don't really know what you expect me to say here. I hope that you know what's happening. I mean, do you even know what's happening right now? If you don't, do you live in a gutter? Guys, we are all mere mortals laying witness to the greatest cultural sports revival in the history of planet Earth. We are all seeing the greatest competitor, the greatest motivator, and single greatest source of inspiration for an entire generation to persevere and overcome all obstacles in life. And we are seeing this by taking a behind-the-scenes look at what's happening and what happened over 20 years ago. I don't have any words here. I'll do another video dedicated to MJ cards. Trust me, I have a lot of information and videos that I'd like to pump out about MJ content, but in terms of key cards that are hot right now, guys, basically if it has MJ's picture on it, it is in the highest demand possible. Everyone just kick back, relax, and enjoy what is unfolding before our very eyes, because the world needed this, and I especially needed this. Thank you, Michael.
You guys not allowed? No, I'm just kidding.
What time is it? Game time!
My mentality was to go out and win at any cost.
Jordan is the most talented player in the NBA by far.
The show of the 90s, the team of the 90s. How you doing?
Whenever they speak Michael Jordan, they should speak Scottie Pippen.
We created an image that people want to live up to. I think that's all you can hope for.